Hello students, standard 7th. Today we are going to start the revision in physics about the electric current and its effects, chapter number 14. Now you are familiar with electric current. When the charged particles flow in the conducting wire, then the flow of that charged particles is known as the electric current. When the charged particles move from one point to the other point, then it is known as the electric current. Now, in the electric current, first of all, we have to learn about that so many components, so many devices that you use, that using this cell, dry cell. So, if you remember, so many devices like first is your mobile, your wristwatch or a wall clock, TV remotes, AC remotes, transistors, radios, tape recorders. Also, some toys are also run by using electric cell. So, you can write down whatever you remember in the question first, that which are using electric cell. So, in so many devices, we are using this electric cells. Now, when we draw the electric circuit or the diagram, generally what do they use? We have to use the picture of that components. But when we draw the picture, it is difficult sometimes, because some devices are very big and it is not possible to draw the small picture of it. So when the components are used in the electric circuit, they have made some symbols. So when we draw the diagram, in place of drawing their real picture, we should use their symbols. And then it is very easier to draw the electric circuit or the circuit diagram. It is known as circuit diagram also. Actually, what is the circuit? The path of electric current to flow from one point to the other point. That path is known as the electric circuit. That is also a question here. So, when we draw the electric circuit, there are some main components also there. Which are the components generally we use in the very simple electrical circuit? That are cell or a battery, then a bulb, then a switch or a plug key. That are the main components of the circuit. Now, for the different things, different components, we have to use some symbols which are shown on the page number 161 here. You can see that there are some symbols given. And then if we use that symbol, it is easier for us to draw the circuit diagram. So you see that for the electric cell, we don't draw like that electric cell, but a parallel lines. One is longer and the other is shorter and thicker. These are the two terminals. Big one is positive terminal, smaller one is negative terminal. All the electrical components will have two terminals. One is known as positive and the second is known as the negative terminal. Similarly, if we are using battery, what is a battery? Battery is the combination of two or more cells. Battery is a combination of two or more cells. Suppose there are three cells are used, then we use that symbol for the battery. So one is plus sign, the smaller one as a negative sign. That is the symbol for the battery. So if there are four cells are used, we can use another one, and that is the symbol for the battery. Then symbol for the bulb. Bulb symbol is already shown here. A circle is made and then like the M word is there, and that represents the bulb in the circuit. So that is the symbol used to show the bulb in the circuit. Similarly, the switch. Switch is in the two type, on position and off position. So now, if the line is touched by these points, then the switch is in the on position. And if it is shown like that, not touched at one end, then that is the switch in the off position. Similarly, for the wires, we just use the lines. So here, these lines are represented by the wires. So these are the main symbols that you have to learn in this standard. But as you go in higher standard, there will be some more symbols also. So for now, you have to remember only this few. That is for the bulb, cell, battery, and the switch in on and off position, and the last one was the wire. So those symbols, if you remember, then it is easier for you to draw a circuit diagram or that things. So now, as I told you, every cell will have the two terminals. One is the positive terminal and the other one is negative terminal. In the cell that we use in the battery, in the remote control or in the torch, etc., you will see that on the top there will be a small raised button like structure that is working as the positive terminal, and the base or the cylindrical vessel like structure that is working as a negative terminal. In all the components there are two terminals. The name of the terminals are positive terminal and a negative terminal. So now you know what is a battery. Battery means that is the combination of two or more cells. When two or more cells are connected together, it becomes a battery. But now something is to remember how to construct a battery. When we make a battery, it is very necessary to understand about it. when batteries are used, means the two or more cells are connected, we have to be careful that how do we connect. For that, you have to remember that the positive terminal of one cell is connected to the negative terminal of the other one, going on like that. It means that suppose these are the batteries, I mean the cells, positive terminal, that is negative terminal. If there is another cell, positive terminal, negative terminal. Third one, positive terminal, and that is negative terminal. So if you start joining from that, then that positive terminal is connected to negative terminal. Again the positive terminal connected to negative terminal, and then in the circuit. Similarly from here also in the circuit. So you have to remember that positive terminal of one cell must be connected with the negative terminal of the second one, and so on, and the other remaining terminals are connected in the circuit. Now sometimes if you don't have holder, you can use the wires, and wires can be attached to it using the sellotape, or you can use the rubber band to keep that three or more cells together. In the market, the holders are also available. Then you can use the holders also, or you can make your holders on your own also, as shown in the figure here. You can see that there is the holder that you can make also using the wooden board, and then keep that things, or like that it is also readily available in the market. So you can use those holders, and be careful that the terminals are kept in correct position. Means not two positive terminals or not two negative terminals should be connected to each other. Be careful, positive terminal of one cell is connected always to the negative terminal of the other one, and so on. Then and then only the battery can give you electric current in the circuit. Otherwise, it won't give you power, and the battery will not, the bulb will not glow. So now we talked about the circuits. Now we have to understand about the two different type of circuits, that are closed circuit and open circuit. So we have to write down the short notes along with the diagram about the closed circuit and open circuit. Now what is closed circuit and what is open circuit? So generally when all the connection are done properly and switch is also in the on position, then that type of circuit is known as the closed circuit. So when the closed circuit is there, we can understand with a small diagram. Suppose that is our diagram in which the bulb is here, then your cell is here or battery is here, and your switch is there. So now switch is in the on position. Here switch is in the on position, then your bulb will glow. So this is a type of circuit in which there is no gap between any two ends. Means here also the connection are made properly. The switch is in the on position. The battery is or the cell is also connected properly by both the ends. In this situation, this circuit is known as closed circuit, and the current will pass through that closed circuit and the bulb will glow in this situation. Now the second is the open circuit. But sometimes that closed circuit also, when the switch is on position and bulb cannot glow also. What can be the reasons? The reasons can be such that maybe any of the connection is the loose. Maybe one of the connection by the battery is loose, or connection by the bulb is loose, or somewhere the bulb is broken, the wire is broken, or one more reason can be that bulb is fused, means the filament in the bulb is broken, then also it becomes open circuit, then it doesn't remain closed circuit. So not only when the switch is on the on position but off position, but the other are also reason. Now open circuit. Open circuit means there is somewhere and somewhere a gap between the 2 points. In this situation, it does not have a closed path to pass the current. In this situation, the bulb will not glow because the current cannot pass through it. So if I put the switch in the off position, then the bulb will not glow. Why? Because there is a gap. When there is a gap, switch is in the off position. In this situation, because there is a gap between the 2 points, the circuit becomes open, and then the current will not pass through it, and therefore the bulb cannot glow. Sometimes, as I told you, doesn't matter the switch is in the on position, maybe bulb is fused or some of the connection is loose. In this situation also, the bulb cannot glow, and that is also becomes an open circuit. So I hope you have idea about the closed circuit and the open circuit. Lastly, one question is for you. In this diagram, it says that the bulb in the circuit shown in the following figure does not glow. And you have to find the reason, that what is the problem such that the bulb is not glowing here. You have to give the reason, and after that you have to make the necessary changes in the circuit so that the bulb can glow. It is very simple. Look at the position of the batteries here. The cells given here, the both positive terminals are together. What did we learn? We saw that when we make a battery, means when we use more than 2 cells, 2 or more than 2 cells, we have to be careful that the positive terminal of one battery must be connected with the negative terminal of the second battery. But here you can see that both the cells have the positive terminal together, therefore the bulb will not glow. So what we have to do, we have to change the position of one of the cells. So you have to do like that. The necessary will be that the negative terminal of this will be here and positive terminal must go that side. Then negative, positive, negative, positive, like that. So positive terminal of this battery cell will go to the negative terminal. So you have to write down the reason, and then you will make the diagram again by turning that one of the cell. You can either of the cell you can turn, then the bulb will glow in this situation. So here we discussed about all these questions that are written in the form of the assignment, which will be in the PDF. So you will write down the answers on your own, and then you have the idea. If any confusion, write down in the comment section. Thank you very much.